Welcome to part number 3 of the atmosphere and lighting chapter. Yeah, I explained about point lighting, sun lighting, and now it's time for environment lighting. What is it and how can we use it? In my opinion, this is the next generation tool to light your scene. And why is that? Environment maps are it's about this. Let me explain. You know these 360 photos, so the panoramic photos. Well, an environment map is exactly that, but 3 versions of it. If you have the good ones, an HDR or EXR, is you have one with low light, one with normal lighting, and one with way too much light. But when you compare these 3 with each other, you get one very magic image because it has lots of information. So you can decide the strongness of your environment. So this is my explanation about it. I did not spend time on it in my ebook 2 years ago because I was not working with I did work with environment maps, but not with the advanced settings. So I will show you how that works. That makes it more visible than just talking about it. In the world settings, you have this. You have the background and explained how that works. So normally normally you go to sky texture, but now we go to environment texture. We go to open and we go to the image, and I have 3 of them. These are not mine and they are not included into the cost. The reason is that they are very hard to create and you need to be very skilled to make them. I'm still working to get this craft to make it happen. Until then, I use commercial ones. I will add links where you can get some free ones, some commercial ones, but definitely the way you can use it. So I'm not offering them. It will make my course way more expensive. That's not what I want. But in this one, I will show you the power of it. So I have 3 types and they all look very different. One that I used a lot is, maybe I can make it large, is this one. So it has clouds, it has a very bright sunspot, and it's nice blue. Yeah, so I'll go back to normal and open it. So now we have it included. So let's take a look what happened if we go to the render tab. Bang. So it needs calculate, and we have this. And maybe you think, Rob, is this really that what you're so enthusiastic about? I say yes, definitely, because we need to do some settings, or we need to apply some things to make it look to get the power out of it. So how does that work? Well, for this we need to make some additions in that environment node editor. So I split the screen and go to the node editor, and we click materials, and then we get the world settings. And now we have control. Of course, we need to apply some nodes. But yeah, just take a look what we have right now. The reason there is black is because the bottom of the environment is black. This is not really a good spot to make a render, but normally it's something like this. So if I lower my camera, so like this, and it should be a bit normal. All right. First of all, I like to rotate my environment map, and there is not really a tool. I can improve the strength and the low. And that already shows how powerful it is. But if I keep one, and I need to do something in my node tree. So I start with add input. I think it is the texture coordinates. Yeah. And I will use the generated because we did not make a UV map, and I need a mapping tool. So I'll think that's here, definitely. So I'll grab the generated. I'll maybe a bit zooming more in. So we have all these I all want this one. I put it there in the bottom, and then I put it right there. Nothing happens. But when we drag the Z, we can rotate it. And as you can see, not really something special is happening. Even when the sunlight looks like it's shining through the window, not really something is happening. That's because we need to make some more adjustments. We want control in the behavior. So for this, we need to add a vector node, or not a vector, a math. Is that true? Do we want it? I think yes. Sorry, I got a flu for weeks now. And we also want an add. Why these values? These seems to be the best values to get the most out of it. And of course, we also want, hey, I'm doing something really wrong. This is why when you're making a tutorial, you're not looking, because of course these should not be there. I'll make a mistake, can happen. We want these over. Just get away over there, and of course the mapping information. And in the end, we want this not in the color, we want this in the strength, and we want the color information in the color. There we go. And still, not really a thing is happening. So it depends on the environment texture, what kind of settings. So I use this environment for so many scenes, so I know a bit what kind of values work. So when I make this 0.3, looks good, and when I improve the sky, this may be a bit too much, but 4, 3, or something like that, it will work good. But there is still a problem, and that's because it's still a bit saturated. We want the shadows of the sunlight. So to enable that, you go to settings, multiple import, and increase this to, well, let's say 1024, same for that one. Okay, and now when we're going to rotate this map, there it is. Oh, it's always so cool to make samples and you're not getting the right result. I was thinking about using the grass field for this. Right. And we make a render and we rotate this. Yeah, finally we see it, but okay. Bang. So the sunlight is coming from the right and we have shadows. So without this, it looks like a bit odd with lots of fireflies. But using the right settings, you get a good result. Why do I add a multiply and an add? Well, if I use the add, it will look way more brighter. So multiply, or we have way more, is a sort of setting that blends it perfectly, and it works out pretty well. So decreasing this or increasing it will give you the right mood in the scene, and I think 7 even looks very well. This feels natural, like natural lighting. And the cool part is you don't have to rotate your sun lamp every time. You can adjust everything in these settings, and that makes it really, really awesome. Another thing is this is not only causing the blue light, it is causing the gray, the dark gray, the white. So we have very, lots of information in this scene. And that gives you that a little bit extra, and I won't really call it a little bit because it's a lot, that bring you to the next step of realism in your scene. So using environment textures is something I can recommend to use. And yes, if you want to be original and you want to use your own, you need to have a very good photo camera. You need to have the right tools to make these 360 pictures and the right programs to blend all these images. But if you can create these by yourself, it's absolutely amazing. I'm trying that. I'm pretty far, but blending these images is still something really hard to do. But there are options on the internet, and as I said, I will post links. So one other thing I like to show you is how powerful it is when we use a different map. So this is one that I use a lot. One that is more, how do you say, well, special is this one with the brown yellow lighting. So if I hit render again, looks what happened with my scene. It's it's totally different, and sometimes it's cool. It works out. And you can see I improve the settings a bit because this one needs different values. And of course, this is a bit too much, I think. And rotating is cool to find out if you can find a good spot. Yeah, but just for my random light setup, you can see this is way too bright, way too bright. If you have some backlight. So yeah, find out what, so even different spots. Yeah, this works, looks better. So try it out. You're the one in the lead. Just go away. You're one who decides how your scene looks like. But this is environment sky textures. Yeah, go wild and have some fun with it. Bye bye.